What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Week 12 NFL Recap Blitz. We about to go right into it. This was on Thanksgiving, the Vikings and the Lions. This was for first place in the NFC North. And, the Vikings lose again on a late... It was a great play by Slay. He intercepted the ball. But we all knew that Bradford is key for that. Even though that was a great play by Darius Slay, it just seems like Bradford is becoming more of his older self now. As the team doesn't have enough explosive plays, that was one of the things that he said. I don't agree with that because I think that Peterson played well enough. He was hitting the tight end a lot. There was a lot of things, but he's dumping the ball underneath, or he's throwing drag routes. He's throwing 3 to 4, 5 yard routes. What do you want these guys to do? Eventually, I know they say you'll break one, but he needs to get the ball down the field. And I don't know, based on the way the Lions defense was playing, he had time. Sometimes. It wasn't always regular like the line was holding up, but for the most part, he had time to make some plays down the field, and he was choosing to throw the ball underneath to play more safe. And I think because of the safe game plan, it kind of cost them. If you really think about it, if you looked at this game and just watched the decisions that that Sam Bradford was making, it was a lot of underneath passes. You're not going to win a game like that, against the Lions, who always, for some reason, find a way to come back in the fourth quarter. You're not gonna beat this team. You have to get out early and just try to maintain late a little bit. You got to be up more than whatever 3 points. It doesn't matter, if you're only up that amount. So Sam Bradford has to really throw the ball downfield. And I know, people are gonna make excuses. Guys were injured, guys were out, stuff like that. But defensively, they could have played better. Anquan Bolden got that early touchdown. It didn't really look good going in there. But the Vikings need some work, man. They started off very, very well. I don't know what exactly happened other than, the head coach calling them soft, but we'll get back into that. We're going to jump right into the Redskins and the Cowboys, and I'm going to let you guys understand the Cowboys got their 10th straight win. Dak Prescott looks very impressive. Zeke started off very, very good early, and, they kind of locked him up towards the second half. You have to adjust. He broke some big runs again, but it wasn't as sporadic as it was in the first half. But let me just say this about the Redskins. Kirk Cousins is playing unbelievable. Crowder, Pierre Garçon, those boys, even though Pierre Garçon is a free agent after the season, he's still playing big time. He can still beat you deep, but it's more about Kirk Cousins. This is a guy that early on, when Jay Moore and all these boys were just trying to figure out, what was going on. No, that's not Jay Moore. Jay Moore has been fired. That's Jay Gruden, right? Yeah, Jay Gruden. When everybody was trying to figure out what was going on with RG3, and people were making arguments about whether Kirk Cousins was the guy, stuff like that. He's thrown a lot of key interceptions. He's grown. And, the Cowboys won this game, but the Redskins ain't no joke. Listen, I was watching this game while having a crazy meal, a crazy Thanksgiving meal, bro. Crazy turkey, all kind of stuff. And I'm looking at the game, and I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, the Redskins are tough. They're a tough team. They're not, the Cowboys came out early and jumped out in front of them, but they're a really tough team. And, they made a push, 20 points in the fourth quarter. They weren't just going to lay down. And that's dangerous for the NFC East because we all know the Giants, you don't never know what's going to happen with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always say, it's always locked up, but the NFC East is very, very dangerous because you don't never know which one of them is going to, ruin the other one's chances, and there's never really any consistency. Even though the Cowboys are 10-1 and they're outright leading the division, you just don't know what's going to happen with this division. It's a very, very dangerous division. So we have to just continue to watch that and see what happens with it. But the Redskins are not, they're not a slouchy team. You got R. Kelly out there, bro, that, he's a decent running back, taking over the reins and stuff like that. Definitely a powerful guy. And, Kirk Cousins is throwing deep balls on the dime. I don't think I've seen him miss one for a while. The guy is throwing some real hot dimes, bro, like right on target. So, as we wind this down, it's very, very interesting what's going to happen, man. And I'm really starting to like the NFC East a lot more than I used to. It used to just be garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 week, this guy loses, they lose. There's consistency there now. Like the Redskins have consistently been tough against every opponent they've played. It was just the Cowboys got out in front and they weren't able to come back from it. Remember, I don't believe Kirk Cousins was sacked this game. So he was getting the ball out fast enough to, make plays. And I don't think their offense is the problem. I think defensively, they gave up huge plays. But that doesn't take away from the Cowboys being able to do what they have to do. Now, Josh Norman and Dez Bryant, that was another story. Dez Bryant once again says that Washington needs their money back. The problem with trash talking is this. I love trash talking on the field because I did it when I played football. I love it. You get in the person's head and stuff like that. It's great. But you know what it is? It's kind of, I don't like that Dez Bryant keeps using that line. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, in the NFL, it's about making money. And there's a lot of other things you could say. You could say you want to bang his moms. You could just say crazy trash talk. But he's trying to influence people to, say things about the amount of money that Josh Norman is making. And I think that Josh Norman has been an impactful player on the defense for the Redskins. And I'm straightforward with this stuff. If he was garbage, I'll tell you. You know that. I don't care. I think he's been impactful. I think he's worth the money because with the type of things that can happen to you in NFL football, I think it's definitely worth it for these players to get their money. I just don't think that it's right because if you attack the money like that, right? And Dez was having some really, really mediocre years. He was injured and stuff like that. If people attack his thing, it just gives people the insight like, yo, is this guy really worth the money? You know what I'm saying? It creates another type of hysteria. And there's a lot of other ways to do trash talking besides that. I would much rather other trash talking. Just say he's garbage. You don't have to really try to push for the, I'm just saying because, you guys are all young athletes. You're all trying to get your money. There's like ways to talk trash without having to try to, really try to manipulate a guy's money. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe have the owner think like, yeah, maybe that dude is garbage. We need to like do something about that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's other ways to do it, but it was very, very exciting to see the trash talking going on. And obviously Dez Bryant didn't score, but he made some key plays on Josh Norman. Key plays, key catches. There were several times where he was wide open and, Dak Prescott didn't just stay with him long enough because Dak Prescott is looking around the field like a field general to make sure that he could try to, throw dots. And Dak Prescott was unbelievable. Zeke, like I said, he played well. You just got to keep feeding him. He's going to break some plays. Great ball carrier vision. Even when the Redskins came in, like just ran right in, he was able to see what was going on. So I'm not taking any credit away from the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are playing well, but I'm just trying to make you guys understand something. Don't sleep on the Redskins. That's all I'm saying. I'm letting everybody understand and be very, very clear because, look, I'm not a fan of any team in football. I just watch and enjoy the game. I'm letting you know the Redskins looked impressive offensively. Defensively, if Breeland stops being a bum and they find a way to do different things with the blitz packages and stuff like that, the Redskins, man, you guys gotta be kidding. I'm telling you, just don't be surprised if they end up doing some wild stuff and figuring out a way to do something because Kirk Cousins has been playing like the guy that deserved to be franchise tagged and deserves to get a contract. He continues to play like this, man. He won't need to have to play in Washington. There's gonna be a lot of suitors looking for him, man, because he's been throwing that ball on the dime. So, man, congratulations to the Redskins fans, man, because if they're able to continue with that offensive play the way they're doing it, look, man, I'm telling you guys right now, that's a serious. The Washington Redskins, I'm just letting you guys know they ain't no joke. Steelers and Colts. We all knew that Andrew Luck was out, so we expected a ramrodding. And AB84, aka Antonio Brown, had 3 touchdowns. This game wasn't really exciting. We knew they were going to lose. I was very disappointed in the fact that the Colts made them score, though. But you got to keep in mind, the GOAT kicker over there, Vinatieri, missed the kick. It should have been 28-10. But listen, though. Tolson, the backup quarterback, the way it started off as if he was better than Andrew Luck. And then he started to play like a backup. And, I guess I have to say that Andrew Luck is still better than him. But all in all, you have to really analyze the game itself and really understand the fact that the Colts are trash and they play in a division where they always can become relevant. You understand what I'm saying? Andrew Luck is becoming RG3 as far as injuries go. You know what I'm saying? Like people try to say, yeah, he was more tough. No, the guy's he's missing too many games. He's not missing as long as Andrew Luck overall yet. But they both are looking like injury-prone quarterbacks right now. They're not looking good for their franchise. The Steelers, on the other hand, Big Ben is airing it out. We already know Big Ben is airing it out. That's all this guy does, and that's why I love him so much. He's going to air it out. That's what he did. It was a freaking they should have had a lot more points in this, but they don't have enough time on the clock. Guys, understand this and make sure I'm very, very clear. The Steelers still have a shot to be a contender. They're a sleeper in that North in the AFC. Just let you guys understand that right now. They are a sleeper right now. Be very, very careful with the Steelers team. Excuse me. Because you don't know what is going to happen. Because they've been like Jekyll and Hyde. But make no mistake, they're very explosive. That's been the recap for our Thanksgiving games. I hope you guys subscribe. GmiasWorld. One love.